Rob says Carly's a romantic reject.
She doesn't have a romance gene in her body.
But she says he's missing something too.
Oh, he's so boring. He has like 1 foot in the grave.
So Rob went out and got a second opinion.
What was your impression of his personality?
What personality?
Meanwhile, she dated a younger guy
Looks like she might have been babysitting.
and turned on the romance.
She doesn't act like that towards me.
Well, look at you, man.
Now, will they find a reason to stay together?
You must have a big...
Or will they have a change of heart?
Welcome to Change of Heart. Now, this is a show where couples who've reached a turning point in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. So let's meet our couple. Now, they were both servers at the same Italian restaurant, but once she got her lips on his linguine, it was pure amore. Yes, and ever since they've been chewing cacciatore. Now, let's get on with their story, please. Welcome Rob Sladik and Carly McConnell. Are on the show. Rob, I guess because after 8 months you're losing the zip in your zucchini. What's the problem?
Well, Carly's like this loud, obnoxious, wild child. I mean,
Wait, you don't appreciate my personality.
we
I'm
go
very
out
outgoing.
and she has to get drunk to have
No,
fun.
I'm not an alcoholic. I just like to have a good time.
And she always wants a dirty dance
Wait.
with some guy, you know.
That you don't know.
Just
But
because
I don't
I like
know.
to have a good time and you don't, just because you're 27 and you're past
Oh,
that
like age is a big thing
Whatever.
now.
I like to have a good time,
excuse
all right?
me.
Oh, the old man needs a walker already. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, he has like 1 foot in the grave. I mean, he doesn't like to
give
have
me
fun.
a break.
All right, now, Carly, if he's not a lot of fun, you know, socially when you go out together, what about other times, like surprise you, anything spontaneous?
Yeah, right. Rob is all work, no play. I mean, we're waiters, for crying out loud. We're not like businessmen. He can't take off a day of work to go and do anything fun.
Rob, what's the problem?
Well, she always wants to, like, what she does is she has these, like, secret plans for me.
I wanted us to go to Santa Barbara, and I planned this whole weekend
Right,
for
but
us
she
to
tells
go.
me the day before.
You
and
had
she
a week
expects
to
me to get my
prepare.
whole
There were like
schedule.
20 people that work
no,
at a
like the
restaurant
day
that could
before
cover
you
your
told
shift.
me, right? And
Yeah, they do that all the time, covering
Then
each other's shifts.
Right, but I need the money,
Yeah,
you know, and
whatever.
if
you
you
need
told
the
me
money.
ahead of time, I
wanted
could
him
have
to go to
traded shifts.
Pittsburgh to visit
All
my
right,
family.
well, Carly, let me ask you this, because you guys do work together. What's that like?
I hate working with Rob.
Because
He's
you're
not my
very
boss.
good.
He's not my boss, and he acts like he's my boss.
Because
he tells
she
me
needs
what
a
to do.
boss.
He's always. Did you do your side work? Did you fold your 100
She
napkins?
takes no pride in her work.
Whatever, they don't care. They're not
You
paying
get
us
paid for
anymore
doing
to fill
a
our
good
salt and
job.
pepper shakers, our sugar caddies.
Yeah, really? What's that about, Rob?
She's not proud of herself.
All right, now listen, you're a little bit anal about work, obviously. What about things that Carly might be anal about?
Well, she makes me take showers before I get into bed. She's got
You
this.
come home from work and you smell like
She's
ass.
got this whole
what do you
thing.
want me to do?
You can't even put your head on the pillow, like if it's
You
during the
smell-
day or anything. You have to
smell
take
like
a shower.
focaccia bread. It is disgusting.
It's like-
I
Yeah, you're
don't want
coming out
you
of
in
a
my
restaurant. That is not pleasant, you know.
She acts like I'm bathing in it. I mean, I just want to go to
You
sleep
do.
sometimes. You know, you just come home and you just
Whatever.
want to like
You
pass
smell
out.
like the restaurant. I don't want that in my bed.
And he's no fun. Why are you still with this guy?
Yeah.
Well, because Rob Kim, he's really sweet. He treats me really well. And he always like checks up on me, makes sure I'm doing okay, takes care of me. And whenever I'm with him, he like makes me feel adored.
All right, Rob, let's get your spin on the romantic side. You get that from Carly? Is she romantic?
She doesn't have a romance gene in her body.
She plans things. She wanted to do that weekend getaway.
Yeah, but she's just really, I mean, like I do these things for her, really cute, nice things, get her flowers, open the door, stuff like that. And she just
I
doesn't,
appreciate
she
it.
doesn't appreciate it. She wants
totally
like,
appreciate
she wants
it.
like a whole blimp in the sky
I
with her
want the
name
movie,
on it.
I want the fantasy, I
she
want
wants
the
like,
romance.
like an airplane spelling her name out and stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Well,
What's
there's
wrong
nothing
with
wrong
that?
with that, but that might be a little expensive. But something's got to be working because there's some chemistry.
Right, I mean, look at her. She's all cute and stuff, and
Yeah.
she's got great energy, and she's always happy and excited, and she's, you know, good in bed. So.
A plus for you. So, Carly, tell us why the two of you are here today.
Well, I don't know. I feel like our relationship is really not getting any better. It's kind of getting worse, and I need to know that this is a relationship that's not out of convenience, but that's, you know, it's worth fighting for.
All right, and that's what we're going to find out. Next, we're going to meet the girl that Rob dated, and we're going to find out if any sparks flew. So stay with us. All right, welcome back. We're here with Rob and Carly. Now, Rob says that Carly is more annoying than Joan Rivers, and she's about as romantic as Attila the Hun. So, we gave him a chance with a sweetie who takes the stance that nobody gets into her pants without a little romance. Yeah! Please welcome Kris Callahan. Hi, Kris. Welcome. All right, Kris, not to jump the gun or anything, but I understand that this date with Rob here left a lasting effect.
Yeah, it did. In fact, it made me so sick it wound up in the emergency room.
Wait, you ended up in the emergency room?
Yes, I did.
Okay, hang on to that. We'll get to that in a second here. Rob, when you went to go pick up Kris, and the first time you got to see her, what'd you think?
Well, you know, I went to the door and I saw her and I thought, well, she's someone's type, but she's not my type.
So we missed the mark, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I was promised like name brand, but it definitely was generic.
I can't say that. That's
Kris,
so rude.
I don't know if you've ever been referred to as generic before.
Never.
All right, Kris, what about with what you saw? Were you impressed?
Well, he's got that Jewish look that I like.
Jewish?
But I really, it's the look. But
Okay.
I like a really well-dressed kind of guy, and he was just sort of middle of the road.
So it's kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Now, Carly, what about the way Rob dresses? How do you feel?
Well, I don't really like the way that Rob dresses because usually he dresses like a model and he's not really a model. And he always like wears like V-neck shirts that show off his chest hair, which doesn't really do much for him.
He's trying to work it a little bit. Okay, Rob, so physically, obviously not your type. What about personality once you got to hang out a little bit?
Well, she was pretty much dead on arrival. I mean, she's just uptight. Well, she's like uptight and just really conservative, and she's just like, I don't know.
And Kris, what was your impression of his personality then?
What personality? He was very cold and distant all evening.
I love it. Carly's sitting there applauding. She's like, yeah.
Personality at all. He's so boring.
Now, Kris, one of the things that we heard Rob say earlier was that Carly doesn't appreciate the little romantic things that he did. Did you?
He did not have a romantic bone in his body.
She didn't even touch any of my bones.
I wouldn't think so, not the way this date went. Did he make plans, though, or anything?
He
Kris?
made plans, but he really didn't give it very much thought.
I gave it a
boring,
lot of thought.
uninterested.
You're like, Rob,
Not
geez, come on now,
apparently
give it
not.
up. Where did you take her?
Well, I took her to the restaurant we work at.
Come on.
I thought that'd be funny because like all the
his-
servers would meet her and then they'd get back to Carly and make her
hysterical.
jealous and stuff.
Now, Carly, does it even sound like Rob took this thing serious?
No, it doesn't sound like he took it serious at all. And that really makes me mad because if you're not taking it serious, that's the point of even doing the show.
Yeah. Now, Kris, there you are being dragged to his restaurant where he works. What were you thinking?
I wanted to kill him. I mean, in addition to being completely unromantic, he totally took me there to parade me in front of his coworkers.
Obviously.
I felt so put on the spot. And I mean, seriously, splurge a little. The guy works here. He probably gets an employee discount.
Like 50% off. All right, Rob, what about when you're sitting down having dinner? Any kind of pleasant table talk?
Oh yeah, I'm sitting there eating my chicken and she tells me she's a vegetarian, all right? So that's a little uncomfortable. And you know, we talked about the normal things like prison reform and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a timely conversation for dating. Yes, prison reform.
Pretty much she talked about herself the whole time, you know. I had to keep asking her questions, otherwise she just sat there and didn't say anything.
Now, Kris, did you feel like you were actually monopolizing the whole conversation?
Maybe, but I had to. He gave me absolutely nothing to go on.
Yes!
It was all business, all work, no play.
What about his table manners?
No table manners. He was totally a pig. I ordered an entree. He ordered 2 appetizers and an entree and had completely calmed down.
I said, chow down.
I'm sitting there eating my salad, and he's downing these 2 appetizers
And
and
she
his
puts
entree.
the cheese aside because it's dairy products.
Some people can't, you know. I'm thinking, Rob, there's not a whole lot going on. Was there anything positive that happened?
Well, the one good thing is, I mean, she does like to talk and can be relaxed. And we went down and we had some coffee. And Carly would never have coffee. I mean, she always has to be moving, and there always has to be something going on. She can't just relax.
All right, now, Rob, we know there's a thin line between love and hate. And it sounds like what was going on here. Did you ever cross that line?
Definitely not.
Oh, just, you know, sometimes.
It was like dating a boy from military school or something like that. I mean,
Rob!
but she just really has no sexuality about her. I mean, she's a woman.
Chris,
just
maybe.
didn't bring it
Chris,
out of me.
you know what? Maybe you should wrap things up
Pull
for
it
us
out
here.
of you if there was any.
Maybe you should just wrap things up for us here.
Well, he took me home and he gave me a very forced kiss goodnight.
Well, she acted like she was being attacked or something.
Very forced. And the evening ended with me in the emergency room with food poisoning.
Rob.
So much for taking me to this restaurant.
So it puts a huge damper on things, I guess. Rob, any regrets on the way you handled this whole situation?
Well, it's kind of like, you know, I kind of this didn't work out for me. And, you know, if her date works out for her, I'm like left alone in this deserted island.
Poor guy. Poor guy. Chris, final thoughts on the whole situation?
Well, it was mostly his fault. It could have worked out. But he planned it a little better, been a little more
Just
romantic.
like a woman
Things
doesn't take
maybe.
responsibility.
Well, we got to get the other story, I guess. And we're all hoping that Carly had a better time, except Rob, I guess. We're going to find out if her date smashed or crashed when we come back, so stay here. Now, we just heard about Rob's not-so-great date with Kris, so let's meet Carly's date. Now, Carly says Rob's so bossy and predictable that a night out with him is like Chinese water torture. So, what we did was we mixed up a batch of spunk with a little flair, took out all the attitude, and poof, out came this stud. Please welcome Bill Christensen. Hey, Bill. How you doing? Rob, you said that Carly likes big romance. Do you think Bill delivered big?
I don't know. It looks like she might have been babysitting, not on a date.
Whatever, man.
Carly, let me ask you, did things get off to a better start for you two than these two?
Actually, no. The first phone call I had with Bill, he was very rude and really sarcastic. And then he was half an hour late and he didn't call me to tell me.
Bill, jeez.
What can I do?
So, Carly, once he finally shows up, did you let him have it?
No, I opened the door and he was standing there and he was so cute and he had flowers, which Rob never does. And he looked adorable, so I forgave him.
Now, see, Rob, you said she doesn't appreciate the little things. They're flowers, and she was all happy about the whole, previous bad experience.
Well, she doesn't act like that towards me. I mean, everything I do is just like...
Man.
Hi, Bill. Hey, Bill, when you finally met Carly, what did you think of her looks?
Oh my God! I opened the door and she was beautiful. Looks right off the bat. I mean, she looked so young. I didn't even know she was legal. But once I figured it out,
Checking the ID.
Yeah, she had on a nice tight outfit, showed off her body. She looked great.
And Rob, is this how she dresses when you take her out?
No, she normally wears like this grandma sweater, like really frumpy, you know what I mean?
All right, Carly, one of the things that you wanted to do with Rob that you couldn't is to be spontaneous. Did you get to do that?
Yeah, I thought we were spontaneous. We just sort of winged it. We decided just to go out to dinner. We also went to the restaurant that Rob and I work at.
No! What is wrong with you people?
Tacky.
That is not spontaneous.
Couldn't you think of something better?
It was actually her idea, man.
Now-
You took her to you took your date to your restaurant.
I know.
Man.
Now, Bill, but Kris wasn't really impressed by all of that. Did it bug you that you ended up at her workplace?
It didn't bug me at all because all the servers kept coming by and telling Carly how she needed to ditch this guy and go out with me.
Little ego boost for Bill. And Rob, it doesn't sound like you're too popular at work. What do you think about that?
Well, at least I still have all my hair going in there.
All right, Bill, while we're on the subject of restaurants, I understand that you are also a waiter. Do you put work before play like Rob does? You won't take or miss any shifts?
Actually, no, but I'm only 22. I guess if I was 27 and that's all I had accomplished so far, I would take it a little bit seriously.
Carly, I see you're hanging out with Bill. Did you get a sense of what type of guy he is?
I thought he was such a gentleman. And the whole time we were at dinner, he was so sweet. And when it was over, he really respected that I had a boyfriend. And he said if he asked me if I wanted to go home, he said he'd take me home. So.
And Carly, did you have him take you home early?
No.
She didn't get drunk yet.
We went out to a bar, which Rob hates
She went
doing.
to a bar.
Which Rob would not go to. We danced for like 2 hours. We slow danced. We dirty danced. We had a really good time. It was really fun. Rob would never do that with me.
And now, Bill, while you're hanging out with her at the bar there, you're getting some romantic signals?
Oh yeah, the whole time we were talking really close, and I looked into her eyes almost the whole night.
You can feel it. Now, Carly, was he more social than Rob would be when you guys are out?
So much more social. Rob won't talk to anyone. He's completely antisocial. And we were talking to everybody that was standing around us. We met
That
some
is
other
so
couples.
wrong.
And the other couples were telling us how cute we look together and how we like the best couple.
Now, Bill, she is really good looking. I mean, were you concerned about other guys that you guys have been so social?
No, not at all. I don't think she realizes how beautiful she really is.
I tell her all the time.
Seriously, one time she was bagging on herself in the bar, and I told her to kind of look around and try and find anyone that was more beautiful than her. And
Tough to do. Now, Carly,
There weren't any.
now, you got the bad first impression that he was like a real wise guy, but he turned out to be pretty romantic.
Yeah, he was a complete gentleman. He was so sweet. And I had such a great time. And the sweetest thing he told me was that he bought a Lauryn Hill CD before the date in case I liked that kind of music because he didn't have any music like that. I thought that was so sweet, but it turns out that we like the same
didn't
kind of
want her to be
music. So.
Well, that's good. He's prepared, you know. He's trying to, get a groove going there. Now, you guys are driving home then. What are you guys talking about at that point?
actually, we talked a lot about Rob.
If that's good or bad, but
She told me a lot about their relationship, and I didn't really see that they had anything in common. I couldn't really see what she saw in him. He must have a big unit or something.
that Carly wasn't denying it. So, Bill, bring it home for us. How'd things wrap
She
up?
obviously was talking about me.
Bill, bring it home for us, will you?
That's about the only thing, man.
All right, that's cool.
At the end of the night, I just took her home, walked her to the door, and went to give her a kiss, but she kind of turned away, and I ended up just giving her a kiss on the cheek and saying goodnight.
Now, Carly, why weren't you giving it up a little?
Well, I had a really great time with Bill. It was so much fun, but I kept thinking about Rob. He kept popping into my head, so I couldn't go through with it.
So you left it go at that then, huh? All right. Now, if you ask me, Bill wants Carly and Rob wants Carly, but we need to know who does Carly want, and we're going to find out the answer to that and some other exciting questions when we come back, so stay with us. Decision time here. Rob and Carly came on the show today to figure out how much they really mean to each other. Now, they're worried that this relationship may be more force of habit than force of nature. So, Rob, we're going to get your decision first. Now, you guys have been together for 8 months, but you're concerned that the relationship is getting worse instead of getting better at this point. So, we want to see if it was worth fighting for. Well, you went out with Kris, and that was a huge bust. I guess terrible time there. Your decision, what do you say?
Well, I mean, I came on to, date someone that's more like me, and I realized I don't like me, obviously. I realize opposites do attract, so I want to work on it with Carly and stay together.
Stay together, okay. And Kris, I'm sure that's okay with you.
That works fine with me.
All right. Carly, let's get your decision. Rob wants to stay with you. Now, it sounded like to me that you had everything in Bill that you were wanting, the romance and the sweetness and all those kind of things. What is your decision?
Well, Rob can be a real jerk, and he does do some stupid things, but the little things that he does that he thinks I don't appreciate, I really appreciate, and that's why I'm with him. And even though I had a really awesome time with Bill, I think I'm gonna stay together.
Stay together. Rob is like, wow. Bill, sorry things didn't work out for you. Carly, Rob, hopefully by coming on the show, you learned a little bit more about your relationship and you know what to do. And maybe the 4 of us or 5 of us could all go to your restaurant and hang out. All right, that's our show for today. Thanks to Bill and Kris. Good luck to Rob, is it? Yes. And Carly, we'll see you next time on Change of Heart.